Hey everybody, how's it going out there? My name is Meg Moonbeam and welcome back to my channel. I'm a Western astrologer, mystic, and musician if you've never met me before. And I'm very happy today to be sharing this video on the upcoming full moon in Leo, really intense full moon in Leo that we're going to be having on January 25th, 2024. So that's what this video is going to be all about. Hope you're all doing very well out there. Let me know how you're doing in the comments below this video. I always love to hear from you guys, how you're all doing. And before I get into any of the astrology, just a reminder that if you enjoy my content, please remember to like, share, and subscribe. And really helps to leave a comment below as well. And all of my links are in the description box of this video, including the link to get a personal astrological consultation with me if you'd like more of an in-depth personal reading. But today, I'm going to be talking about this full moon in Leo that we've got coming up. So holy guacamole. This is a super duper intense one. This is like a 10 out of 10 on the Richter scale, whatever the astrological scale is that we can call it. This is super, super intense, as I'm going to share with you guys. So I've got the chart up for this full moon in Leo. And this full moon is not just in the sign of Leo, it's happening at a Leo degree, which is 5 degrees. So there's actually a double Leo influence on this full moon, which is really, really freaking intense. And full moons, as always, are our natural times of cleansing, letting go, and illumination of whatever area of life it's highlighting. So we're releasing, we're letting go our physical bodies emotionally and spiritually. But things are also being illuminated. Full moons are not just times of release and we have to release. It's also illumination because it's when the moon is at her brightest time, right? So she illuminates and reveals things to us. So really important to see where you have Leo 5 degrees in your chart to see what house and planets, if you have any in Leo, are being highlighted with this full moon. And anyone that has placements of Leo within the first 10 degrees are going to be feeling this the strongest, as well as if anyone out there, any of you out there have any fixed sign placements, the first 10 degrees of any fixed signs, which are Leo, Aquarius, Taurus, and Scorpio. So those are the fixed signs. So if you've got any placements in Leo, Aquarius, Taurus, or Scorpio, 0 to 10 degrees, you're going to feel this really strong as well. So I don't know why, but just intuitively, when I was preparing some of my notes for this video today, I was really feeling like this circus energy with this moon. And I mentioned this in the January Astro Woo as well, that Julie and I did on the Maison Jupiter and Beyond Mystic YouTube and Rumble channels. I'm feeling this circus energy. I'm hearing that song intuitively, that circus song, you know, the do 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 do. Like it feels like the day of this full moon and around this full moon is just going to be circusy. It's going to be weird. It's going to be entertaining. It's going to be like a madhouse, I'm hearing spirit say. So, you know, the sign of, and it's going to be entertaining in ways. And it's funny because the sign of Leo rules the entertainment industry and entertainers. So that area of life is definitely going to be highlighted, and something really big is going to be revealed having to do with that, because we've got Pluto in an opposition to this full moon and conjunct the sun. So that's like super intense, and something really weird having to do with the entertainment industry is going to be coming up. So, you know, acting, music, the art world, theater, circuses, any parts of the entertainment industry for sure. And this is also a really high drama energy. I want to be very clear with you guys. Leo is one of the most dramatic signs in astrology. This full moon is happening in Leo at a Leo degree. So this can be really high drama. that you may be noticing in your life or around you. So important for us, if there is drama around that isn't necessarily ours, just to observe it and not absorb it, especially if you're a sensitive empath. And if it's not dramatic and entertaining enough that it's in Leo at a Leo degree, this full moon, Pluto is opposite the moon, as I said, and conjunct the sun. And Pluto is the planet that's also very dramatic and is also about intensity, and it's very fiery. So, woo, this is a very intense, to say the least, time, and people can be feeling on edge. I'm hearing spirit say, so it's really important not to take anything personally, especially from Leos or Scorpios at this time, because it's their full moon and Pluto is the ruler of Scorpio, but any of the signs really can be even more dramatic than usual. So just being mindful of that. Yeah, as I said, Leo rules the entertainment industry, creativity, fun, our inner child, celebration, children's strength, leadership, confidence, high school and teenagers. Those are some of the things that Leo rules. So those are all areas of life that are really highlighted with this full moon. And even though, there are some really cool aspects with this full moon. We've got Saturn sextile Venus, Saturn sextile Jupiter. We got some good stuff going on, but really freaking intense aspects as well. Pluto opposite moon, Pluto conjunct sun, Mercury conjunct Mars. So it's not all just fun and light and games and yay, celebration. There's major things coming to the forefront. And this is our first full moon that we are having in Leo in the Pluto in Aquarius transit. Pluto is at Aquarius during this full moon at 0 degrees in an opposition to the full moon. So this is really, really, and I've been feeling this message really strong for all of us the past week. We are in a Pluto cleansing portal. Pluto just entered Aquarius. Pluto is at 0 degrees. He just ingressed and he's conjunct the sun. And now we're having a full moon in Leo in opposition to Pluto. Very important to be taking care of your physical body, drinking really good water, eating well, sleeping well, doing all those basic health habits. I'm not like a health expert, but just whatever ways resonate with you, because we are cleansing and we are purging big time with this full moon. And really interesting things from our shadow side can be revealed to us. Things having to do with our inner child wounds can be revealed to us, which are not always the easiest things to go through with this being a full moon in Leo. I think, as full moons are times of healing and letting go, one of the ways we can best work with this is to maybe do some inner child healing or meditation or some creative spiritual practices of release. Those could be some really good ways of working with this energy for sure. The dispositor of this moon, which is the sun, because the sun rules Leo, the sun is stressed out. The sun is in his fall sign of Aquarius. The sun doesn't really love to be in Aquarius that much and is conjunct Pluto and square Jupiter. So overall, even though there's a couple of really nice aspects, I think overall this is more on the adverse side of things this full moon. I wouldn't be doing anything really crazy around this full moon. I wouldn't be around a really big group of people. I wouldn't go around anywhere of a really intense energy. I think it's very important to protect your energy around this full moon. We can work with it very positively as a big healing portal for sure, focusing on our inner child and also our inner leadership, and where maybe in our life we're lacking leadership or confidence, because those are some of the things that Leo rules in astrology. So huge full moon of release for sure, big time. And I'm going to go through each of the 12 signs, little mini reading predictions for each of the 12 signs. But before I do, I'm going to pull some cards for us and let me know in the comments what you guys think of what I've shared so far. I'm going to do a little collective card pull for us for this full moon in Leo. And I got this really cool deck called the Healing Waters Oracle. So I'm going to pull one card from that and one card as usual from my Astro deck. So asking the universe, what is our divine guidance for our highest good on how to best work with this full moon in Leo? What do you have for us, universe, as a message? Ooh, the Pearl, alchemy, the reward at the end, from grit to grace. What a cool card, the Pearl. So this is making me feel how, to really be in our Leo empowerment, confidence, leadership, we have to be honest with ourselves. We sometimes have to do the shadow work, right? Pearls grow in the dark. We grow in the dark. We grow through doing shadow work, and sometimes having to look at ourselves and see those not so nice Plutonian aspects of life and being honest with ourselves of where have we given our power away? I'm feeling universe saying that really strong. What part of your life have you given your power away, or what part of your life can you step into more leadership? Because we are natural leaders, and that's part of entering the age of Aquarius. With now Pluto in Aquarius, we're in Aquarius season. We all have our leadership role in the collective Aquarian brotherhood, sisterhood of humanity. And the beauty of the sign of Leo is they teach us how to shine. They're the entertainers and leaders, and they teach us how to shine and be in our empowerment. So I'm hearing the universe say, where are we lacking empowerment or leadership in our life? Sometimes we have to be honest with ourselves, where we've maybe given our power or leadership away, or what wounds our inner child may be holding that are not always the nicest thing to deal with, be honest with ourselves with. And from the Astro cards, woo, midheaven. I'm hearing leadership intuitively so strongly. Midheaven is the pinnacle. It's the top middle point of the astrological chart, and the sky, it's where the sun is at its height of power. At noon, it's the midheaven. It's the start of the 10th house. It's work and career, it's leadership, and it's being in empowerment. So I'm hearing Spirit say, what is your biggest dream? What are your hidden talents and gifts and strengths that are ready to be shining now with the world? This full moon can help us work with that, reveal any wounds around that. And this is like a really positive card of going for your dreams and believing yourself. And I'm feeling like pulling a bonus card. Vesta, Hearth. So going within, the Hearth is like Vesta is an asteroid that rules the home. Hearth is another word for home. So spending some time at home, and that's a theme for some of the signs with this full moon. You're going to see as we go through each of the signs, you guys, really being in your own energy, letting go of the drama of others to feel what is best for you, what needs to be revealed for you. So really honoring yourself and your emotions, spending some time at home, even though it's a full moon in Leo, which is more of a going out there energy and having fun. It's opposite Pluto, and the sun is conjunct Pluto. So be careful out there, you guys. I'm going to be honest. This could be some really high drama things happening. Cool. So I hope those cards resonated with you, and I hope the collective message resonated with you. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. And now we're going to go through each of the 12 signs, little mini readings for each of the 12 signs. And we're going to start with Aries. So all the Aries, sun, moon, and risings. And you guys can listen to your sun and rising signs most importantly, and your moon sign as well for more personal psychological interpretations. So Aries, this full moon in Leo on January 25th is happening in your 5th house. And this is the house of Leo in astrology. So this is release, letting go, completion, and illumination, having to do with creative projects, creativity, children, your inner child, your relationship to fun, and being seen for your gifts and talents. Your planetary ruler Mars is in square to Chiron in Aries. So this full moon is a really big healing portal for you. And Mars, your ruler, is also conjunct Mercury and trine Uranus. So some really unexpected things might be coming up for you. Some challenges might be coming up for you, Aries, but it's important for you to be honest with yourself, talk to your inner child, give your inner child some love, focus on what are your needs and what are your dreams. And there's a lot, you guys are like highly creative right now with this full moon in your fifth house, coming up with so many new ideas and inspirations. This is powerful time for you, but things are being revealed that might not be so nice to deal with at the same time. So just making sure you're taking extra care of yourself, doing extra self-work. And the Venus trine Jupiter at this time is happening in your 10th and 2nd house. This is really positive for finances and new income opportunities. And I'm hearing Spirit say, out with the old, in with the new, Aries. So there's some kind of really big release happening for you guys that feels like it's not really easy to deal with, but it's bringing positive things. It's bringing fresh new energy and inspiration. So I hope that resonated with you, Aries, and happy full moon. Okay, and now we're going to move to Taurus. So Taurus, sun, moon, and risings, this full moon in Leo is happening in your 4th house. And the 4th house in astrology is the Cancer-ruled areas of life. So this is our home, family, ancestors, property, real estate, anything having to do with the home or land. Also our emotional well-being, and women in our life, our mother as well. So there can be release and letting go and illumination in those areas of life. I think this is a good new moon, Taurus, sun, moon, and risings for you to, full moon, for you to actually be spending at home. You can be feeling a lot more emotional than usual. When we have a full moon in our 4th house, that can be way more emotional than usual. So doing extra self-care, Tauruses, because there's definitely emotions coming up that can have to do with your inner child, your inner leadership, your confidence, where you've maybe given your power away, can definitely be coming up for you at this time. And your family as well would be good to spend some time with your family. Just watch out for any rifts with family members possibly, because we got Pluto in your 10th house in an opposition to the moon in your 4th. So there could be some maybe fights going on with authority figures or something like that. Also, there's a stellium of planets in your 9th house. So that's positive. That's lighting things up a little bit. Some of you may be doing some foreign travel or starting to learn something new. It's also a good time to maybe start a new course or learn something new that can be coming up for you guys. And your ruler Venus is in a beautiful trine to Jupiter in your 1st house. So that's also lightening things up. And I'm saying lightening things up because when we have a full moon in the 4th house, Tauruses, that can be one of the more intense places because it's the house of the moon. So bringing some lightness. And your ruler Venus is sextile Saturn in your 11th. So there can be some new people coming into your life. The 11th house is friendships, like-minded group associations, some new friends being illuminated, some new allies being illuminated can be coming up. Lots is happening for you guys, Taurus, in 2024. We got Jupiter in Taurus, Uranus in Taurus, the Jupiter-Uranus conjunction in April is happening in your sign. So with this moon in your 4th house, I think it's really good to just chill out, take it easy, take some time to heal. Don't do anything too crazy, but also being open to maybe some lucky ducky opportunities coming forward with your ruler trine Jupiter, a stellium in the 9th house. Lots of things are going on. So I'm sending lots of love your way to you, Tauruses, and happy full moon in Leo. Okay, and next we have the Geminis, my Gemi, sun, moon, and risings. Happy full moon in Leo. This full moon is happening in your 3rd house, and this is the house of Gemini, your sign's house. So this is release, letting go, and illumination having to do with friends, siblings, local community, how you communicate, social media, daily gadgets and cars, and learning and school. So those can all be very highlighted areas for you at this full moon. And your ruler Mercury is in a conjunction to Mars in your 8th house at this intense full moon. So the 8th house is the Scorpio ruled areas of life, intensity, secrets, mysteries, crisis. So not saying there's going to be a crisis or anything like that, but this is intense for you guys, even though the full moon is happening in the 3rd house, one of the lighter houses. Pluto is opposite the moon in your 3rd house. So you want to watch out, Geminis, for any rifts or arguments or power struggles going on with friends or siblings or your local community. There can be really big healing opportunity and potential with this Mercury conjunct Mars in your 8th house for sure. So you can be also filled with a lot of energy and more emotional than usual with Mercury conjunct Mars in the 8th house. So don't take any conflicts personally with loved ones. I always like to say observe and absorb. It's a great moon for inner child healing work and letting go of what no longer serves you, for sure. So I hope that resonated with you, Geminis. Happy full moon in Leo to you guys. And okay, for the Cancers, this full moon in Leo is happening in your 2nd house. And the 2nd house in astrology is the Taurus ruled areas of life. So this is our values, enjoyments of life, beauties of life, money, income, physical resources. So there can be release, letting go, and illumination having to do with those areas of life at the time of this full moon. And, your planetary ruler is the moon. So you're always feeling lunations a lot stronger than all of the other signs. And this is like a 10 out of 10 on the intensity scale of a full moon. So I want you Cancers to be doing extra self-care, paying attention to how you're feeling. If you maybe need a time out, need some extra rest, if you're feeling more emotional or tired than usual or intense, because Pluto is opposite this moon and conjunct the sun, that intensity, that's totally normal for you to be feeling. So just making sure you're drinking lots of water, maybe taking a salt bath, walking outside, because you guys are definitely feeling it. Your planetary ruler, the moon, is in square to Jupiter also. So some of you guys may be having like a crisis of values or your beliefs. There could be something really intense coming up for you guys, like shattering your worldview with Jupiter square the moon. So want you guys to just pay attention to any beliefs or values that may be outdating that you're ready to release. And you've got a stellium of planets in your 7th house, as well as this full moon being in your 2nd. So this is very much about your commitments, your committed relationships. And I'm hearing Spirit say, are your committed relationships in alignment with your values? And are your committed relationships honoring your empowerment, your Leo, your inner magic and leadership? And are there maybe adjustments that have to do with any of your committed relationships? So I love you guys very much, Cancers. I hope that resonated with you, and happy full moon. And now we move to the Leos. So Leos, this is your magical full moon in Leo, your annual full moon in Leo. And I'm hearing that circus music again. I don't know if you listened to me at the beginning of this video, but I was saying that intuitively I'm feeling like this circus energy with this full moon. Super intense moon. It's in your sign. It's high drama. It's high intensity. Leo, sun, moon, and risings are going through the biggest shifts and transformations, letting go and illumination. With this full moon happening in your 1st house, the 1st house is our identity, our self, our physical appearance. This is a big transformation time for you. So make the most of it. Don't just pass it by and be honest with yourself about what do you really need to fully release and let go to move forward on your path. Your ruler, the sun, is conjunct Pluto, now in Aquarius, your opposite sign, in your 7th house. So this is letting go, release, completion, and illumination, having to do with your committed relationships, big time. What serves you, what honors you, and what doesn't. Pluto can sometimes deal with darkness and toxicity. So be honest with yourself about, is any of that around you right now in your committed relationships? And if so, be honest with yourself and maybe you got to let it go. But overall, for Leos, I think this can be very varied. There's very beautiful, actually, transformations taking place. Definitely take some time for self-care and observing any drama, but not absorbing it. And you guys rock. I love you guys. You're the inspirations of the zodiac. So keep kicking butt out there, and happy full moon. This is a big one. Okay, now we go to Virgos. Halfway through the signs. So Virgos, this full moon in Leo is happening in your 12th house. And the 12th house is the Pisces ruled areas of life. Okay, that's the last sign in the zodiac, and it rules sleep, rest, dream time, retreat, the spiritual world, our spiritual connection, meditation, healing, really deep-seated issues, the past and past lives. So Virgos, wow, this is a really big full moon for you of healing. You've got a stellium of planets in your 5th house. So even though this is a time of healing and rest, you guys can be having very active dreams at this time, or feeling like you need more sleep or rest at this full moon, which I think it's important for you to do. Even though there's that energy, there's a stellium of planets in your 5th house, which is the house of Leo. You've got Venus, Mercury, Mars, all in Capricorn there. So it's also being illuminated to you. What is your potential? I'm hearing the universe say, what is your gifts and talents? And are you sharing those things to the fullest potential? And what is maybe holding you back from doing so? And being honest with yourself about that. So this is with the full moon in your 12th house. This can be really deep-seated things from the past, from your childhood, coming up for healing and being realized. And also very vivid time for meditation, for your intuitive gifts as well, Virgo. So make sure you're staying grounded as much as possible with this full moon in your 12th house. It's a very magical and healing portal for you guys. So happy full moon, Virgos. And okay, next we move to the Libra, sun, moon, and risings. This full moon in Leo is happening on January 25th in your 11th house, which is the house of Aquarius, the areas of life that Aquarius rules. Libras, this is release, letting go, completion, and illumination, having to do with your friends, your group associations, your dreams, goals, technology, the future, and humanitarianism pursuits. So those areas are all really highlighted for you. Your planetary ruler, Venus, is in a beautiful trine to Jupiter at the time of this full moon. Even though this moon is super intense, blessings are coming forward regarding your creativity, your inner child, children in your life. Those are all ruled by Leo. And blessings in regards to your personal healing journey as well, with Venus in your 4th house in a trine to Jupiter in your 8th house. So that is very, very beautiful. I think this is a really good full moon, Libra, to be reflecting on what are your dreams and goals. Doing some inner child work, I think, can be really good and magical for you guys at this time. And I hope what I've said has resonated, and I'm wishing you the most happy and magical full moon in Leo ever. Thank you, guys. Okay, and now we go to Scorpios. That's my sign. Scorpios, this is, first of all, super intense for us. And I know I've said the word intense like 20 times already, but Scorpios, we've just had one of our 2 planetary rulers, our modern ruler of Pluto, has just ingressed into a new sign of Aquarius and changes signs very rarely. So for Scorpios, this is a naturally very intense time. And Scorpios, we can be one of the most dramatic signs I find in the zodiac, and intense. So just watching yourself, okay? And I am speaking to myself because I am a Scorpio. Scorpios, watch yourself. Please think before you speak. Please think before you react, because Scorpios can be very reactive at this time with our stingers, as can the Leos with this full moon being in Leo, and any of the fixed signs really. So Scorpios, this full moon in Leo is happening in our 10th house. So this is release, completion, and illumination, having to do with the 10th house Capricorn Aries of life, which is our work, career, authority figures, and public reputation. So all of those areas are being highlighted. And super intense full moon, Scorpios, there can be some power struggles definitely going on for you or around you with the Pluto opposition to the moon in your 10th house. And yeah, so just want you guys to be taking it easy. There can be some good things being illuminated having to do with your work and career, but also just watching out for how you communicate. There's a stellium of planets in your 3rd house. I'd say that's one of my biggest concerns for the Scorpio with Scorpios for this full moon, is our ruler just changed signs. We're feeling very intense. Every Scorpio I know has crazy stuff going on. Just watching for your words, just watching for what you post on social media, thinking before you react. But I think the positive is this can be a very empowering full moon for us in terms of our gifts, talents, work, and career, if we just take a step back and don't be so potentially reactive. And this can be very healing for us, this full moon, having to do with our inner child, as Pluto is conjunct the sun. That's our ruler in an opposition to our moon. So there's definitely stuff possibly from our childhood coming up. Maybe do some inner child meditations or something like that to process. So I hope what I've said resonated, Scorpios, and have the happiest full moon in Leo ever. Love you guys. Okay, and now to the Sagittariuses, happy full moon in Leo. This full moon in Leo on January 25th is happening in your 9th house, and this is the house of Sagittarius. So this is your house this full moon is happening in. There's releasing, completion, and illumination having to do with your beliefs, teachers, higher learning pursuits, foreign travel, foreign people, and higher consciousness. So those areas are all really being highlighted with this full moon. And your ruler Jupiter is in a beautiful sextile to Saturn the time of this full moon. So this is a big time of expansion and growth for you. The structures of your life are changing in a very positive way. Positive developments in your reputation and positive new opportunities coming forward career-wise. And as always, there's something lucky happening for the Saggies. So work and career is, I think, really on fire for you guys at the moment. And the 9th house, this full moon happening in your 9th house, is very positive and lucky. Just being honest with yourself about maybe some outdated beliefs or teachers that need to be let go at this time, because this is a really powerful healing release full moon. So I hope that resonated with you, Saggies, and I'm wishing you a very happy full moon in Leo. Okay, and now we move to the Capricorns, Capricorn sun, moon, and risings. Congratulations that Pluto is now out of your sign and is in Aquarius. If you guys have been following me for a while, you know that I've been saying that for the longest time, that all you Cappies out there are being blessed with Pluto leaving your sign. So congratulations for going through the Plutonian initiation since 2008 of Pluto and Capricorn. Have to say that first and foremost. And coming into this full moon in Leo, this is our first full moon in Leo with Pluto in Aquarius in over 240 something years. So this is a really big deal for all of us, actually. But for you specifically, Cappies, this full moon in Leo is happening in your 8th house. And full moons are about cleansing, letting go, release, illumination as well. And this is of the 8th house ruled areas of life. And the 8th house is the house of Scorpio in astrology. And Pluto, isn't that interesting? This is the Pluto house. And you've just had Pluto leave your sign. So this is the house of healing, real deep healing and transformation, which all of you Cappies have been going through. I feel like the Capricorns, even though this full moon is in your 8th house, is kind of like a celebration of how far you've come. And I think it's really important for you to honor, you guys honor what you've been through since 2008, because every Capricorn, sun, moon, and rising I've talked to has been through something really, really crazy. And in a lot of cases, crises. So honoring that transformation and maybe even celebrating how far you've come. So 8th house also rules hidden side of life, hidden money, merging with others. Those things can be illuminated at the time of this full moon, as well as your personal healing journey. And I love that your ruler, Saturn, is sextile Venus and Jupiter at the time of this full moon. So this is really, really positive for you compared to a lot of the other signs. And I think just enjoy this full moon, Capricorns. Be proud of how far you've come. I invite you to celebrate and take some time to reflect and rejuvenate. Love you guys so much and hope that resonated with you. Okay, and now we're moving to the Aquarians. Aquarius, we're talking about this full moon in Leo, but I have to say first and foremost that Pluto, the planet of power and intensity and transformation, has now entered your sign as of January 20th. So we're coming into this full moon in Leo with Pluto now in your sign. You guys are probably feeling a big shift has just occurred because you will be in a Plutonian initiation for the next 20 years. You guys are going to experience what the Capricorns have been going through since 2008. But I don't want to freak you guys out because me personally, as an astrologer, I feel like Pluto in Aquarius is a lot lighter than Pluto in Capricorn. So I think you guys are lucky in that regard. But Pluto rules cleansing, purging, transformation, empowerment. So this is going to be a really big theme for you guys, big transit for you guys. And this full moon in Leo on January 25th is happening in your 7th house. And the 7th house is the areas of life that Libra rules, which is our committed relationship, our committed love partnerships, committed work partnerships, our personal commitments and contracts, our general aesthetic and enjoyment of life. So it's very much about our relationships and contracts and style and love life. And there can be release and letting go, completion and illumination happening in these areas for you, Aquarius, at the time of this full moon. Your planetary ruler, Uranus, is currently in your 4th house and is in trine to Mars in your 12th. So there can be actually a very big healing breakthrough occurring at the time of this full moon for you Aquarians. And I think it's important for you to be honest with yourself, who and what you're surrounding yourself with. And if there's any toxicity that needs to be purged, Pluto in your sign is in an opposition to this full moon. So there can be actually a really big release that's occurring. So be honest with yourself about anything that needs to be released and take the time to do some healing and cleansing to best work with this full moon. So I hope that resonated with you, and I'm wishing you a very happy full moon in Leo. Okay, and last but not least is the magical Pisces. And you guys are always usually last when we do these astrological forecasts, but you're definitely not least, you magical Pisces. And this full moon for you guys in Leo is happening in your 6th house. So full moons are about letting go, release, and illumination. And the 6th house is the areas of life that Virgo rules. And this is interesting because this is your opposite sign, Virgo, in the 6th house. So this is your physical health, your health routines, your habits, your day-to-day work, day-to-day routines, how you are of service to the world. Any health issues can be really illuminated at this time. There can even be healing breakthroughs having to do with any health issues, Pisces, because Saturn is in your sign of Pisces and is in amazing aspects at this full moon to Venus and Jupiter. So you're actually one of these signs that with this full moon, I think can be really lucky. Some really nice positive things, positive energy can come up with Saturn in your sign in amazing sextile to Venus and sextile to Jupiter. I want you to, if it resonates, just be making sure you're taking care of your health around this full moon. If there are any health issues or things that come up, talking to a professional about that. I'm not a health professional. There can be also work issues coming up to be revealed as well, because the sixth house can be our day-to-day work, even new work opportunities. Even though it's not a new moon, I really like what's going on with Saturn and Pisces at this full moon. I think there could be some new work projects or opportunities highlighting your gifts and talents ruled by Leo for you at this time of this full moon. So hope that resonates with you guys, and I'm wishing you a very, very happy full moon in Leo. So, okay, I've gone through all of the 12 signs. We've done a collective reading as well. I hope you guys have enjoyed this video forecast. And before I finish up, just want to mention again that if you'd like a more personal astrological reading with me, those are available at maisonjupiter.com. And I'm currently offering 1 year personal forecast looking at your year ahead using the astrological transits, and 1 hour birth chart astrology readings as well. And we've got discount code Beyond Mystic that you can use to get 10% off your next reading with me. And yeah, all my links are in the description box below. If you would like to support my independent content further, I have a PayPal tip jar in the comments and description below. Please remember to like, share, and subscribe, and comment on this video if you enjoy it. I love you guys all very, very much, and I'm wishing you the most magical full moon in Leo ever. It's going to be intense. It's going to be a little bit crazy, just being honest with you guys, but take it easy out there, and we're going to get through it. So let me know in the comments what you think, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.